Hello and welcome to the ScatterVolt channel, and today let me show you what are the best and worst graphics cards to buy in October of 2023. For those of you who clicked on this video and just want a simple, quick answer as to which graphics cards to get and which ones to stay away from, don't worry, I'll get to that, but I still need to provide my reasonings for each of these rankings you'll see throughout the video. And one more important note on Black Friday. A lot of you who are watching this video probably think that you're gonna get the best GPU deals in the month of November in correlation with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and the honest truth after doing this for so long is that you won't. The best deals are probably gonna happen the month before Black Friday. The GPU deals you can get in November are no better than October, and in fact, I'd argue October is probably actually slightly better. So if you're a keen buyer and you're wanting to get the best price possible on a certain graphics card, you're gonna wanna do that this month, which speaking of links to every single one of the graphics cards I discuss in this video, or at least the good ones, linked in the description below for you to check out if you're interested in any of them. So with all that said, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Boy, do I have quite a few things to show you guys today from Cooler Master that they are launching in the summer of 2023, starting with their new case, the TD500 Mesh version 2. First up, you're getting an updated I/O on the top of the case, now allowing USB Type-C support. And just like the original TD500, there are many ways to cool your components inside of this PC case, whether if you want to stuff 7 case fans into this PC case, or you can fit a nice 360mm radiator in the front, or you can just stick it to the stock 3 included ARGB fans that will do excellent with the case. But don't worry, the TD500 version 2 not only performs, but also performs in terms of looks, with that really unique crystalline side panel, polygonal mesh front, and you can even remove the power supply shroud if you at all wanted to showcase your power supply. But Cooler Master is also introducing a brand new mainstream liquid cooler, that being their Master Liquid L Core. This right here is the 240mm version, but also comes in 306mm in terms of a size, and also comes in white. So this is their new standard best price to performing liquid cooler currently available from Cooler Master that is available for all current and past generation CPU sockets. And finally, Cooler Master is introducing a really cool new power supply, that being their GX3 Gold. This comes in either 650 watts, 750 watts, or 850 watts, and features an innovative and streamlined design that not only looks kind of unique, but also functions in terms of thermal cooling, with having actually a pretty optimized heatsink below the top mesh of that power supply, allowing it to run 5 degrees Celsius cooler. It also comes with its own special ATX 3.0 power supply cable at a right angle, which due to its unique construction and design can also run about 5 degrees cooler than the average ATX 3.0 power cable. And once again, it is an 80+ gold power supply, so it's going to deliver in terms of efficiency and performance at the end of the day. So if you want to check out any of these Cooler Master products I've shown you guys, I'll have all of them linked at the top of the description. So first, we're going to be starting out with the least desirable graphics cards. And I want to cover this segment first because these are the ones you should stay away from, which we're going to start out actually with AMD. And that is because, weirdly enough, their brand new 7700 XT is actually not that great in terms of value. It launched at $450, and currently this is a no-go. Because for only 50 bucks more, you can get the 7800 XT, which we'll be covering very soon in this video, and it's just all around a much better graphics card with better hardware for only $50 more, and that it's actually so good of a card, it's having a hard time staying in stock at its MSRP of $500, which we haven't seen that since like December of 2020 with the RTX 3000 release. So yeah, don't get the 7700 XT. It needs to go on discount soon, otherwise I'm not going to currently recommend it. Oh, and here's another graphics card though that you should absolutely 1000% stay away from, and that is the RTX 4060 Ti. Do not get this graphics card. I repeat, do not even consider buying this graphics card, even if it's in a pre-built. Don't do it. No, this graphics card from the start is gimped in terms of its hardware, and the main issue for that lies in its memory. At $400, you're getting a graphics card with 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and it isn't like a higher quality 8 gigabyte kit of RAM that you find in like, not kit, but VRAM that you find in say a 3070, that's like a 256-bit memory bus. No, this is only 128 bits. It's on the same level as a basic RX 7600 or even RX 6600 and even the RTX 3050. So yeah, you're getting just really cheap memory in a $400 graphics card, and that memory can hold back this graphics card to the point where even Radeon outperforms it for the same price in ray tracing applications. That is just how lackluster the 4060 Ti's absolutely do not get this graphics card. And then these next three graphics cards aren't necessarily terrible graphics cards by any means. They're just a very bad value for their price, or at least you can get substantially better alternatives for much cheaper of a price. So the first one here being the 4070 Ti. And honestly, it's not a bad graphics card, but at $800, you're paying for a graphics card with only 12 gigabytes of VRAM. And that is really embarrassing to see when, like what we just said, the 7800 XT for about $300 less comes with more VRAM, and that is a much more sensible GPU choice than spending $800 on a graphics card with 12 gigabytes of VRAM. It's just simply ludicrous. And for the same price, as you guys voted in a recent GPU poll, a 7900 XT makes a lot more sense for either the same price or even at some points cheaper. Then I guess I have the 4090 here, and I guess we can bundle in the 4080. It's not that they're bad graphics cards, they're just way too overpriced. And I mean, why would you want to maybe consider a 4090 or 4080 for gaming when you have the 7900 XTX here for way less of a price? And in terms of raw performance, this I think slightly beats a 4080 and sometimes matches a 4090, but this can be had for $950. So in terms of just pure gaming, you're saving so much more money with this graphics card over a 4090 and even a 4080. And think about this, the about $600 you can save with getting this 7900 XT over the 4090 can afford you to get a 4K gaming monitor, which is what this 7900 XTX is designed for. So yeah, I mean, I'd only consider a 4090 if you are a serious content creator and you need those CUDA-based applications for, say, serious video streaming or serious video editing, or if you dabble at all in AI, if that's your case. But for about 90% of you watching this video, the 7900 XTX is going to be a much more sensible buy over a 4080 and a 4090 for gaming. So those were graphics cards I would definitely stay away from if you're a gamer in the October of 2023, but here are graphics cards that I think weren't necessarily bad, but aren't crazy good deals right now, which weird enough, Intel ARC is actually bundling into this category. So with the A750 and A770, I think they're really promising graphics cards, but they aren't undergoing the really awesome discounts I was hoping to see, at least going into this holiday season. Editor's note, so actually as of editing this video, I checked up on prices on the A750 and A770, and now they're going on some really nice discounts at below $200 and below $300 respectively on Amazon and Newegg. So if I had to refilm this part of the video, I would actually move up the A750 and A770 to good deals, so later on in this video. So keep that in mind. My opinions are still valid on these ARC graphics cards, but they did get the discounts I was looking for, which can be reflected in their current pricing if you check the description below. And then we also have the RTX 4060, which is somehow in here. It's $300 right now. And actually I've seen it go for as low as $280 on Newegg, which is not too terrible. And I think this honestly is kind of like halfway in between. I'm not gonna go crazy about it, but it is the cheapest entry point to RTX 4000, which I think definitely deserves to be heard. So I'd say maybe think about a 4060 if you can pick one up for about $260. That would make this, I think, a pretty good value. Otherwise, it's very mid right now. Then how about some of the most desirable graphics cards, which, you know what? I'll go ahead and start off this segment with an Nvidia card, and that is the RTX 4070. The only reason this is making it into this part of the video because for once, an Nvidia graphics card has come down in price thanks to strong competition from AMD, that being in the form of the 7800 XT. And I'm covering this first because still, I think there's other graphics cards in this segment of the video that are more worth it than a 4070, but let it be heard, a 4070 for $550 is not the worst deal. It's actually pretty okay. I'd say out of all of the RTX 4000 GPUs that have released so far this year, 4070 probably has the best bang for buck. And with 12 gigabytes of VRAM at $550, I think that's a little more sensible, although the 7800 XT comes with 16 for about $50 less, but you've got the whole suite of DLSS 3.0 and better ray tracing on the 4070 to work with. And once again, we should give thanks to the 7800 XT for helping bring down the price of this 4070. You know what? This deserves its own little segment. Yep, we're taking the card out for this one. By the way, excellent presentation power color. So here's the graphics card that everyone is going crazy over right now and is currently having stock and pricing issues across Amazon, Newegg, and other retailers. And that is the RX 7800 XT. For once, when AMD launched a RX 7000 GPU, it was actually priced pretty accordingly, with the exception of the 7900 XTX. That at $1,000 was still a pretty good deal on launch, but this at half its price, I think should be on every gamer's list. If you're looking for a graphics card that'll get you everything that you want without massively overspending, then the 7800 XT I think checks a lot of boxes. Its power draw is actually not that bad. It has better ray tracing performance than the previous generation of Radeon graphics cards, has more VRAM than its Nvidia counterpart, the 4070, which actually helps it out in some ray tracing scenarios at 1440p, as per some of my benchmarks I took a while back between this and the 4070, and it's cheaper, at least in terms of MSRP, because right now you can find one in stock for like $540, which I would prefer getting this at $500. That make it a pretty unbeatable deal. Oh yeah, and of course, in terms of raw performance, this beats the 4070 pretty easily for less, and it just excels in a lot of things. It's a great all-around card. If you can get one at $500, it's an instant buy. I think this should be on every PC gamer's list. Like I said, if you're looking for the card that can do it all without spending over $500. So real quick, I want to give a shout out actually to a certain graphics card you can buy right now on AliExpress. Actually, I can pull this one out too. And no, this video isn't sponsored by PowerColor. I just have a few of their GPUs in the studio that are perfect for these kinds of GPU deal videos. So we all remember the Radeon RX 5700 XT, don't we? Well, this right now is the best graphics card to buy, not only on the used market, which you can get for below $150 with shipping USD, but even on AliExpress. If you wanted to get this graphics card not used and brand new, even with a warranty, there are a few retailers selling brand new 5700 XTs with free shipping for about $160, and the slightly slower variant, the RX 5700, for about $130, which I just picked up for a future PC build video. So for all of you who are watching this video and you're like, man, the graphics cards are just too expensive, still, even if you're saying like, you know, a $500 7800 XT is a good deal, if you wanted something below $200, look no farther than a used or new on AliExpress 5700 XT and 5700. This will give you undeniable 1080p gaming performance and even some pretty good 1440p gaming performance to par with it. Before we continue though and finish out the video, I want to give a really quick shout out to the Radeon RX 6700 XT. I almost forgot about this graphics card because it's one of the few RX 6000 GPUs that are still being produced brand new. I would say definitely put this up on the list. It's very good for around $300, and I think they might even probably reach their lowest prices to date because the rumored RX 7600 XT will be coming out soon, which is going to replace this finally, which is good. So I think we'll see some of the biggest discounts for the 6700 XT in the coming weeks. So definitely keep your eye on this right now. If you can pick one up for $300, then you've made it. It's gonna do 1440p gaming really nicely. And then just for about the rest of this video, we're pretty much gonna be covering Radeon RX 7000. They are still some of the best GPU deals you can get. I think these next two I'm gonna cover are still pretty good deals, but I think the 7800 XT or a 5700 XT would probably be the absolute best. But still, it's worth covering these because these are in their own price ranges. So on the higher end, the 7900 XTX and even the 7900 XT are the best value high-end graphics cards. If you're looking for undeniable 4K gaming on either of those GPUs, you're in luck because both of them come with above 20 gigabytes of VRAM, which can't be said for the 4070 Ti I just talked about earlier in this video, which only comes with 12, which is pretty embarrassing for a card of that price. So if you're looking for absolute crazy 4K gaming, you do not want to get these for 1440p. Look no farther than the 7800 XTX and 7900 XT. But if you want something more reasonable, at $250, the RX 7600 is actually becoming, I think, a pretty good sleeper pick. At launch, this was supposed to be $270, but it wasn't that strong of a performer for its price to be considered better than a 4060, but now you can find this for below $250 brand new, and that finally makes this a more worthwhile choice to consider, especially in the light of the older RX 6000 cards in this price range, like the 6700 and the 6650 XT, which are around the same performance as this, but lack the AV1 codec and are not as fast when it comes to ray tracing. So the 7600 is finally becoming a good value, but it's probably like the lowest good deal in this part of the video. I think all the other graphics cards I've covered from AMD, maybe with the exception of the 4070, are definitely better buys over an RX 7600, but even this is not too terrible for its current asking price. So yeah, I think there you have it. That's a fairly free-form video covering what I think are the best and worst GPU deals right now in October of 2023. And if you want to see another one of these for the month of November, then let me know. And my reminder to you guys is that, once again, links to all of these graphics cards can be found in the description below if you want to check their latest pricing. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and this is the ScatterVolt channel, signing out.